Hello and welcome back to the channel. This past weekend saw us attend our first train fair of the year, and we thought we'd change it up a bit this time, so we set ourselves a budget of 150 quid cash that we took, and to see what we could come away with for that amount of money. That was also to include the entrance fee, which was £3 each, so 6 quid, and a cup of coffee. So we'll see how we get on. I also took my bank card, obviously, just in case there's something there you can't miss. Always helps to have a bit of a backup. But yeah, so we had a budget of 150 quid cash, including getting in and a cup of coffee, and we did manage to get some decent stuff. We wouldn't just buy anything, but a bit of negotiation and a damn good rummage around some of these stands. We did find some decent stuff. So let's see what we got. So the first one we got, well, these aren't necessarily in the order we purchased them, but anyway, the first one we're going to look at, perhaps I should say, is this Electrotren Little 060, another Golden Valley Hobbies thing. I don't know how they work with that. They must license it or something. Electrotren, as you probably know, are Spanish, and this is GV2017 Great Western Railway 060 steam loco. I don't know if this type of thing actually really existed. You can see the price up there was 58 quid. The vaguely interesting thing about this is that the stall directly opposite the stall I got this from had the exact same model in the exact same condition, because we had a good look, and his was 85. So yeah, market forces, we had to get this one. Right, I think we need to get this out of the box. We'll have a look. Only one of these was tested at the train show. Yeah, I'm hoping they're going to work. I guess we'll find out. It's in a nice ice cube packaging. It does have some instructions in the bottom there. Let's have a quick look at them, see if they tell us anything. It doesn't want to come out. Very well packaged though. Oh yes, this is a Hornby owned Electrotren. Where's the English bit? There it is, the usual bits: clean the track, blah blah blah, routine maintenance, blah blah, TV suppression. Right, not exactly very enlightening, that one. What about this one? What does this tell us? Not a great deal. Tiny little motor with no flywheels, that's fine. I wouldn't be expecting that really in one of those. NEM pockets, which is good. I had to get it apart. And a list of spares. I wonder if, being Hornby, they actually have any. And yeah, Golden Valley Hobbies down the bottom. Nothing else. Right. So we best get this out, I think. So yeah, it comes in the usual ice cube. I must say, I don't know what this loco is supposed to be, whether it is a real GWR loco or it's just a made up repainted thing. Who knows? I know what I suspect. But yeah, that looks quite nice actually. It's just the light. Suddenly the clouds have reappeared and it's got all dark in here again. Yeah, the printing looks alright there, with the number and the GWR shield. Do you know, I'm sure I had one like this in the past that was in a French livery actually. That was a good runner though, that one. It's got glazing. No, it doesn't look like it's got glazing. No glazing. Can we get the light to shine in there? Oh yeah, there is a boiler detail there, look. That's quite nice. Slight slope on the tanks. Not convinced this was ever a GWR loco in real life. I've not looked these models up either, so I don't know much about them, but looks nice and clean. Doesn't look like it's had a lot of use. White painted buffers, which is interesting. Non-sprung, of course. I think that looks quite nice. It's got the let's call that stovepipe chimney, which looks a bit different. These bits are quite nice. Not especially heavy. Separate handrails. Obviously plastic gears. Right, well what I need to know, most importantly, is does it actually run? So we need to get this on the track. So we got that interesting Spanish-made so-called Great Western loco down on the track. This one hasn't been tested at the toy fair. I think there was only one we did test. So let's slowly turn it up. Well, it's not a bad start. Decent slow speed. How noisy is it? Not bad. It's got a little slight little engine buzz to it. So I don't know whether this has really ever been used. Let's give it some 50%. And the other way. It's got a noise that sounds like it's a bit tight, so maybe this is going to need a good run in actually. It's good to know with a new toy fair loco, when you stick it on the track it actually works. That's a half decent crawl, I think. I think what we'll do with that is I'll get that on the track and it can replace that other old Hornby thing I've got going round, and just make sure it will do a lap. So as is a supposed Great Western steam engine, we've given him the really rather excellent Lima Great Western Royal Mail coach. That's a great coach, that is. It's really nicely painted. And I've never seen it before when I got it, and I've not seen one since. Anyway, let's send him away. That's how he gets on over some points and crossings. Yeah, a bit of a stutter on that one. As I say, this could even be new, or not had much of a run anyway. Yeah, a bit stuttery there. So he's done a lap. What's next? Not sure I mentioned what we paid for that Electrotren loco. It said 58 on the box, I think. Let's just have a look. yeah, 58 on the box, and we paid 45. So that's not a bad start, but that's nearly a third of the money gone already. So next up, in this rather excellent plastic container, which incidentally I don't think was included in the price, but we took it anyway. So this is an old Hornby, I don't know how old, castle class called Sudeley Castle. Where in the UK is Sudeley Castle? I don't know that. So yeah, it was in this box. He had a few engines like this. This one's definitely not been tried, but I do know the seller. He's a local guy as well, and hopefully it'll be absolutely fine. So I think we better get this out because this looks quite good. But I don't know the R number of this. I've not looked it up. If anybody knows the approximate age of this, I'm guessing it's going to be an early 2000s model, but I could be completely and utterly wrong. So let's grab this one out. So this is a Hornby castle class called Sudeley Castle. This one, well, first of all I should say I really like that box it was in. That's really cool, and I reckon the box is probably worth about what we paid for the entire engine and the box, which was 20 quid. In fact, we got two from the same guy and he charged 50 for the two. So I'm balancing the other 30 on the next one, which we haven't seen yet. So we'll take this one as 20. Yeah, this is, say, Sudeley Castle. It looks in pretty good nick, to be honest. It's got permanent tender connection. I hope it's not one of those with chuff chuff noise. I detest that. No, it isn't. Good. And it is indeed loco drive, which is good. Now I don't know if we can make out any R numbers on here anywhere. It is a made in China. Sometimes it could be hidden under there. No, I'll probably have to look this up to see what the actual R number of this is. But I think that's a decent looking thing. Seems to be in pretty good nick. The handrails are all present. Separate handrails as well. I think that's an actual metal chimney topper. That one's not, that's plastic, as you can probably tell. And the whistles are metal, I think. Lining all looks good. Bit of a moulding line across the top, but I've seen worse on newer locos than this. Number 7025. I think that's a plastic running plate, but the whole thing is reasonably heavy. I like that type of coal load. Initially I thought it was missing totally, but yeah, I like that. It does have metal buffers. It's got what looks like a couple of glue marks there. I reckon someone stuck lamps on there at some point. Yeah, I think this looks alright. Printing's still good as well, which is nice. Let's just have a look at the front. Yeah, you can see those glue marks there. I reckon they had lamps stuck on that at some point, which are no longer present. Right, as I say, this has not been tested either, so let's just get this one down. So that's the castle down. Let's just give it a bit of power. Turn it up slowly. Sounds like it's got a bit of a clunking going on there. Yeah, something's jamming up a bit there. It also sounds like it's very, very dry. Well, I'm not going to do anything to it unless it doesn't work at all, so I'm going to send that round and see if it will sort itself out. So there comes the Castle class. You can hear that clonking, no doubt. So I'm not going to give this much of a run without having a look at it. Maybe split gears, maybe just the running gear clonking. I'll have to have a look at that one, definitely. Yeah, it does it backwards as well. Yeah, you can hear that. Right, that one needs further investigation. I have to remember though, it was 20 quid, so I'm quite impressed it runs at all. Interesting that it will still run slowly. Doesn't actually jam. Yeah, as I say, don't forget it was 20 quid, and that box it came in must be worth a tenner, so that's alright. Right, as I said, this came as, I bought two, and he charged 50p for, 50p, that'd be the day, 50 quid for both. So I think we'd better have a look at the other one that came from the same seller with this. So I said we got two locos from the same seller, and he charged us £50 for the two. First one being that Sudeley Castle we've just looked at. It looks a bit iffy, it's going to need a bit of work. But the second one is this, a Hornby 4P, I think this is. A 264 4P R299. I do like these larger tank locos. This is a, I think I've had one of these before and it was appalling. So hopefully this one's not going to be like that. Looks in good nick. We've had this one out of the box. Well, we have them all out of the box before we buy them, and it seemed to be in very good nick. Not sure I can get it out of the box though. Hang on. There we go. It's the colours that make this one, I think. A nice lining and the nice printing with the LMS. Should go well with my Lima crab, I think. Anyway, we got instructions, and we do. We have instructions for this one, and it has the date on it. So there we go, 22nd the 11th 96, R299. I won't bother looking at that because it'll have the usual gubbins on it. It's got some extras. What have we got? Oh, we got the standard Hornby fireman and driver, and some vacuum pipes. That's nice. I'm sure most of you are familiar with these older models, but yeah, this looks quite nice actually. I do like the colouring. It's got the old totally blank builder's plate there with a bit of overspill on the paint. That's fine. Is this a made in England version? Or is this a Chinese one? Made in, see that? Great Britain, so this is an English one. Well, I think it looks rather nice actually. It's got a lot of these extra parts on it. Quite complicated valve gear. The printing's good. It's quite heavy. It's probably got a clumping great weight in it somewhere. Can we see in the cab? Not sure this has any cab detailing at all, does it? No, it does. Just not painted. That's fine. It's got glazing though, and the bars across the back window, the lumpy old coal load. That's not going to move, is it? No. But yeah, separate handrails there, not just painted on. Very loose but heavy bogies. Hope this isn't going to be a derailing nightmare. 4p up there. It's not a bad model, is it? Can't see a moulding, or maybe a little bit on the black part at least. Can't feel it, but maybe, maybe not. But yeah, metal handrails there on the front. Looks in good order. Dreaded traction tyres in the middle. Some grease that looks like it may be older than the pyramids, so that may need looking at. Speaking of which, we've got to find out if this runs, because I don't know this one either. Yeah, that's on. That's good. Let's give this one a bit of power. Oh, that looks quite good. That's not making a racket either. There's a bit of noise there. Let's give that a bit of 50%. Valve gear does look good. There is a very vague clicking in reverse. I don't know if the mic's picking that up, but not forwards. All of these will get a bit of a service anyway. This is just as they came from the box. So as I say, I gave the Sudeley Castle the 20 quid and this one 30 out of 50. You could argue either or really. But yeah, 50 quid for the two. So I think we're going to have to send this one round as well. See if I've got something for it to take with it. So that seems to be running rather well. Yeah, no complaints about that one. So it wasn't all locos we got. We did pick up some rolling stock, or rather one piece of rolling stock, which is this mainline one plank wagon with a container. It says 950. I know for a fact we paid 7 in the end for that. And the main reason I got this, not like I haven't got enough rolling stock, is that I'd never seen this one before. And it doesn't want to come out of its packaging somehow. There we go. Right, so it's your standard old Bachmann one plank wagon, but with a very nice printing on that. I believe this is one of the Mark II chassis ones. So it's a Great Western one plank wagon. says to be, can't read that, retained for GW containers. Can't read the bit underneath. Yeah, nicely detailed wagon. It's all complete, I think. No metal wheels. And then it comes with this interesting bird's eye container. Again, one I've not seen before. Slightly iffy painting on the side there, but quick frozen food, British Railways. There's a load of other printing on there, which I think is legible, but yeah, immediate delivery essential. I can't read that small print, but it is legible. I can't read it on the viewfinder, but I'd not seen this one before. So there we go, a mainline bird's eye frozen food container wagon with a load of 4 tons. Yeah, quite happy with that one. So we finally come to the last item. Thank God, you're all thinking. Don't blame you. Anyway, so this one is a Hornby schools class called Charter House. See the price there, $49. Oh, by the way, it's in dark green. Oh, I suppose he's put that on there because it could be the light green version. I do have one or two schools class actually, one tender drive and one loco drive. I think this is a loco drive version. Don't know what that sticker on there is. Maybe that's some sort of price, but it's R2742. And I think this is one of those slightly older models that they put new sleeves round to make the boxes look newer. A little bit cheeky. Yeah, this doesn't look particularly well packaged in there. Look, don't know if you can make that out. It's been chucked in there a bit lumpy like. Let's see if I can take that out on camera. Yeah, I think they did this with some of their models. They put that newer sleeve around the old box to make it look a bit more modern than it actually is. In fact, this is that terrible polystyrene package that's in halves and held together with bits at the end. Yeah, it's an absolute shit design, but there you go. Before we take it out, let's just, oh yeah, we've got NEM couplings, some pipes and what looks like handrails in there. And let's see if I can get this out without it falling out. Yeah, I detest this packaging. In fact, I've sold 2 locomotives just because of this god-awful packaging. And I'm never sure the best way to do this. Should I put it up like that and take the top off? Yeah, that seems to work, look. So there it is, Charter House. Well, I wasn't expecting, I don't know why, it's got one of those awful little thin lead thingies on there. Right, get that hooked together, right. Firstly, it looks a bit dusty. Right, hang on, I'm going to have to sort out that because I can't hang that just from the wires. Right, so the problem there was the tender drawbar is a loose fit onto the tender. It just sits through a hook and it is very loose. I think I saw another video some years ago, probably Barry Davis actually, where you just put a float rubber on that and stop that dropping off as soon as you look at it. Which I think I will find some of them now. What do we think of this? First up, it's a bit on the dirty side, all this white, but I reckon that will just come off here. Looks like it. Let's get me brush. Yeah, that's better already. Right, so I'll stop whining about the bit of white dirt on there. It's just going to come off. Yeah, what I was surprised about is I picked that up. That whole smoke box boiler is all metal. Well, maybe the smoke box isn't, but this part, green, is all metal. As are those pipes. Got to say, that looks rather nice actually. I think the other one I've got, my better one, is called Dover. There's a possibility this is going to be better than that. Now if I could just get some light into the cab, you can see the cab's all painted. That looks really good actually. That does look good. Yeah, I'm liking this one. This might have been the best buy of the lot. Sprung buffers, oh yes. And the couplings aren't fitted, but we saw them in the box. On the back there we've got the some sort of builder's plate, I assume that is. Let's see if we can pick that up a bit better. Yeah, builder's plate number 903, metal sprung buffers. Ignore all that white in the tender, because obviously as we've just seen I could just brush that out. That's probably out of that bloody awful polystyrene crap it's wrapped in. Yeah, I'm liking the look of this one. So as I say, this one was, what was this one? 45 quid. Can't remember what it had on the box, but you know, you always got to do negotiating at train fairs. Never pay the price they ask. That bloody drawbar's dropped off again, so if I pull it too much I'm going to be pulling it by the wires. Yeah, float rubber on there, that will stop that. I'm liking this. I'm liking this, and we haven't even got it on the track. This one better run. Right, let's find out. So we've got Charterhouse down on the track. That tender drawbar thing is absolute crap. Honestly, as soon as you just put the thing on the track, it just falls off and you're pulling it by the wires. So for the time being I'll put a bit of a bend in it, and yeah, I'll find some float caps to hold that on. So let's give this a little bit of power. Whoa. Oh, that doesn't look good. That's what's going on there. It's got a bit of a lock up halfway round by the looks of it. Yeah, it's just locked up. Why is that? It's running like a rocking horse. So that's going to require some investigation. So at least it works though, and that is a nice model, I'll give it that. But there's something locking up there. There we go, just locked. Go backwards, yeah, let's try it again, forwards. Yeah, it's locking right there. I think what's interesting with this is I can pull this along and even the driving wheels will turn. Don't think you should really be able to do that. Bear in mind, of course, the motor's here, not there. That doesn't look good. So So this one's going to need a strip down. I'll see if I can get it all the way round. It may not work. Right, let's give it a go. So this Schools has got problems. It does run, which is a good thing. These are the driving wheels because they've got traction tyres on them, and it does seem to be rocking on them a little bit, but I don't think you should be able to do this. Not sure you should be able to do that on the driving wheels. And also the front bogie, which has pickups on it by the way, you just lift it straight out. See that prong? I'm sure that should be held in somehow with something that slides backwards and forwards with it. I could be wrong, maybe that's the actual design, I'd have to check it out, but that doesn't seem quite right to me. So I think this needs a bit of a look at. It's not the end of the world though, at least it runs. Yeah, so not so great, that one. And that one was 45 quid. It's not something I would have really noticed when we looked at it at the show. But yeah, I shouldn't be able to turn the driving wheels like that, so I'm not going to run this round anymore because it's running like a bucking bronco and derails straight away on some points. So yeah, that's the Schools. So that's the result of the 150 quid challenge, if you like, for the recent train fare. Adding up what we paid for all these came to 147 quid, so we come in under budget, but it didn't quite cover the entrance and a rather nice egg, bacon and sausage breakfast bap. So yeah, what do you reckon? I mean, the Schools is a disappointment, but I can have a look at that and see what's going on with that one. Wagon's fine. The 4P's fantastic. That one I think just needs a bit of tinkering, and the Electrotren one runs perfectly fine. So if you've got any info on any of these locos or what you think could be the problem, that'd be nice to know, but I will be stripping them down at some point and having a good look. And let us know what you think. Worth the money? Or have I been diddled? I think it's pretty good, and that one is probably the best runner of the lot. That one, the Schools, if it ran properly, would probably be the best one because it's all metal. That one's rather nice, and the Electrotren one, I'm pretty sure it's some sort of fantasy loco. Anyway, let us know what you think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, and bye for now.